So I started this journey over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago. That's how long it can take when we have no idea what the hell we're doing and we're just following what people say on social media and we're figuring out how we're going to get here fast, how are we going to get the life we desire, how are we going to heal our wounds, how are we going to stop self-sabotaging. That needs to stop. And today I am going to share the steps with you. I'm a trained coach. I have trained women on the 5 phases to liberation. And today I'm going to focus on the phase that the women like the most and the phase that is the most transformative, which is actually bringing this life to fruition. How do we do that? Our brain's taken so much information. And when we're sitting there on Instagram and we're watching scroll after reel after reel after reel on how to make your life here's the steps to make your life fabulous. Here's how to manifest. Here's how to do X, Y, and Z. Our brain can't process all that information. So what does the brain do? It shuts down and goes back to its primed behaviors, which are behaviors that we don't necessarily love about ourselves. Those are self-sabotage. Those are proving our worth. Those are having to be controlling or hyper-organized or all of these different things that we are suffering with because we are unable to actually focus on the thing that we want the most. So today's video, it dials in deep, and it's a long form video because I don't want you scrolling and on reels, and I don't want you having your attention going in a million different directions. So if you're here, put your phone down and just pay attention to what I'm about to share because it's important. It could change your life. So if you're watching this, you are likely stuck in a lackluster life, or you're going through a significant challenge or rut in your life where you have maybe a lack of self-love, a lack of relationship love. Maybe you are struggling with money or just feeling abundant overall. And those are all really valid. Those are things that we have all gone through before. So today I'm talking about the one step that women love to hear the most, the one that is the most transformative, the one that we actually feel engaged with. And that phase is rebuilding our life. It's learning how to turn our vision into a reality. It's making that thing or that life that we want real and actually bringing us from 0 to hero. Comment below if you resonate with any of this, because you know what? I don't think it's just me. I think that there's a lot of us going through this right now. And your comment could help someone feel less alone. I'd love to hear from you. All the things that maybe you have done or maybe you haven't done. If it hasn't worked, that's for a reason. It's for a reason. It's because we can't just shift from a lifetime of patterns into a life that we want to manifest. It doesn't just happen in these steps. It happens with the first step. And that first step is commitment. It's self-dedication. And I'll explain this in this video. So I was a single mom. I was lost. I was sad. I was frustrated because all of the meditation and all the meditation, formal meditation training that I had taken was not giving me joy, giving me happiness. It wasn't giving me those things that I went there to learn to cultivate. And I would sit on my mat for a period of time and I would cultivate these feelings of worth and beauty and love and all these things. And then what would I do? I would go back out into the world and I would struggle and I would forget about that time on the mat and I would repeat my patterns because I didn't have any tools or any ways to be able to not only identify what I was going through, but to bring it back. There was nothing stronger than the behavior, the pattern of behavior that I call it in the self-worth system. There was nothing stronger than that pattern of behavior that I was experiencing. So if I was experiencing low self-worth, there was no pattern of behavior that was stronger than the pattern of low self-worth. So the POBs, the pattern of behavior, kind of like a POS, piece of shit, these things, they are not helpful. And if we don't have something to override that behavior with something stronger, we're going to keep repeating those patterns. And it's basically going to be impossible for us to be able to bring anything that we desire to life. So today, let's actually get to the deep end of this on how we can just get rid of those patterns of behavior and override them with patterns that are stronger, patterns that we want. Because what I was thinking at the time is if I just wrote down my desired life, and I wrote it down on paper, maybe like every day, or I sat on my cushion maybe every day, or if I just calm my nervous system for a few minutes, I would finally get it. And I was wrong. And it made me lost and confused because all these people that were telling me that, oh, you can just go write it down every day and write it down and then it will happen, or sit and meditate and then it will teach you. Those are individual tools. Those are not something that can actually help me. It couldn't help me bring back into the moment. And ultimately, I wanted a happy family. I didn't want to be a single mom anymore. I wanted a happy family. I wanted an abundant, beautiful, welcoming home where I could host community, where I could host love. I wanted a life that I could have had my patterns of behavior not sabotaged everything. And today I have that. I got it back. Okay, so the thing you need to do, decide. You need to decide. And this is putting this out into the world every single day, every single morning. If your life isn't important enough to you, then don't do it. But if your life is, if you realize we have one time on this earth to up level, to make this count, then you're going to do this. You're going to do this and say, I will. If you're here and you're ready to do this, it is so easy. First step. Okay, I'm not going to give you a bunch of steps. In this video, I will give you one step, and I will give you one step in the next video and one step in the next video. But today you're going to make the choice. You're going to understand every behavior that you have that is manifesting a life of lack or envy, judgment, criticism, self-criticism. That is all a pattern of behavior, POB. So when you have a pattern of behavior, whether it's in the moment or after, you're going to say, that's a POB I don't like. Or that POB is a POS. You're going to just label it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to visualize in your mind. I'm going to act what I want to attract. Act what I want to attract. And you're going to figure out what that thing is that you want to attract. And how would you act? Visualize it in the mind. Visualize it, hold it, consciously pretend like you're doing it. Like wherever you are, consciously pretend like you are doing that thing. Act what I want to attract. And if you, in your vision, are lively and bubbly and you're walking in the room and owning the room, if you're alone in your kitchen, you're going to act that out. You're going to act what you want to attract. And this practice is going to train the brain. If you create this strong emotion over and over every single day and you make that decision, you're going to train the brain that this matters. This is important. And you know what's going to happen? There is going to be a road, which is your piece of shit pattern of behavior. And there's going to be that new desired pattern of behavior that's going to actually get you to where you want. And that neural pathway, that road, that highway is going to get stronger than your POS one. So today's video is that. It is that. If you want to make a difference, you don't have to sit on your cushion every day for hours. You don't have to sit there and write it down every day thinking it's just going to come. You're going to take action. You're going to say every day, I know my POBs and I'm going to transform them into new patterns of behavior, and I'm going to create and act what I want to attract. And just remember, it's not about how many times you fuck up. It's about how many times you get back on that horse and you act what you want to attract. You visualize it, be it, act it. I hope this helps you. If you are interested in discussing more, please book a free call with me. It's a free 45-minute discovery call, and you can get access to the self-worth system where you have the tools, the community, and the support to transform your life from zero to hero using a 5-phase strategy. And that is where you start, that 45-minute discovery call. I'm sending love. Thank you for watching. You not only supported my channel, but you supported yourself. And you weren't distracted because you got to the end.